again, Max Leandra. Thanks so much for sitting down with me today. Obviously, a pretty crazy chain of events, especially for you guys in Puerto Rico. I want to start from the very beginning, though. So I heard you guys met at Mizzou. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I played volleyball at Mizzou for 4 years and I graduated from there. And he played football there for 2 years. So we just met. We had a couple of friends that were in common and we met in 2022 and have been together ever since.
Yeah, we had mutual friends, and we were shooting each other at the Matsy and walking around, and we met each other there and exchanged information, and it kind of just took off from there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm in Puerto currently, so kind of stranded here a little bit, but you know, uh, waiting to see if anything changes. But that's kind of how we met. That's a short little summary. Yeah.
Yeah, that is great. So I have to ask you, you guys got engaged yesterday. Could you tell me a little bit about the engagement?
Yes. So I was very oblivious. Um, but it was perfect. It was the perfect day. The sunset was beautiful. He actually did it in the beach that I went to in my childhood, here in Puerto Rico because I was born and raised here. And yeah, the ring is beautiful. The pictures were beautiful. The sunset was beautiful. We had an engagement party after at my house, and it was perfect. It was the perfect day. I could not have asked for a better engagement.
We got her good. She didn't see it coming, so it took a lot of preparation and some planning with her and her sister. But I'm just glad it all worked out and everything went well.
Congrats, guys. Again, a picture perfect place to get engaged in your hometown. I'm sure it's so meaningful to you, especially Leandra. Now, I have to ask you, what was your reaction to finding out what happened in Venezuela overnight, just yesterday morning?
Yeah, I think I was very shocked. I mean, obviously, it was very violent, and I think they've been going at it for a while. The tensions were high. It was super unexpected, but my first thought was definitely how it was going to affect like the Caribbean in general. And obviously, as we can see now, like the flights are getting canceled. My dad was actually in the military, so we talked to him a little bit about it as well. And yeah, it's been pretty crazy. There was a lot of sightings of air fighter jets. So yeah, it's been pretty crazy. But overall, it was very interesting to see, and especially like concerning when it came to the Caribbean in general.
Yeah, and so Max, you're actually flying back to the United States, but your flight was canceled. Could you guys tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so me and my family's flights, I leave the day after them, so they leave actually a day sooner. But they were looking at flights, whether people could get up and go and travel through Puerto Rico, and obviously they closed all the flights down, and everyone that we've asked that has had flights, that they've been going up and they've been getting sent back. Um, the biggest thing is, there's the air control is obviously shut down, and there's only been about, I think, I've been on the beach for most of the day today. I've only probably seen about 6 or 7 airplanes in the air, but they did say that they're running about 300 flights behind. So, that's kind of a big deal. But I'm sure everything's going to settle down and everything is going to resume with time, and everything will be back to normal. I'm sure real soon.
Yeah, and what's the general feeling of people on the island of Puerto Rico? I'm curious.
So actually, we were eating yesterday, and we were just at an outdoor restaurant, and we heard like a lot of honking, and we just looked over, and there was a couple of people with the Venezuelan flag, just like in support of democracy, and what it means for them as a country and for them as a community. I think I can speak for myself being Puerto Rican. I think we're very prideful of where we come from, and we're very lucky to be in a democracy. And so we support each other, we support other fellow Caribbeans, and overall, it's everyone's pretty happy here about it, and it's really awesome to see something being done to be taken in the right direction.
Yeah, and Max and Leandra, I'm curious, what do you want people here in Kansas City, maybe even fellow Mizzou grads, to know about what's happening right now in the Caribbean?
Yeah, I think the number one thing would be to just keep everyone in Venezuela in mind and their thoughts and prayers. Regardless of whether it's a positive or negative thing, there was obviously still some casualties. And so there was a lot of loved ones that were lost, and I don't want that to be like pushed away just because of a celebration. And just be in support, whatever Hispanic community, Caribbean community you're around. Just making sure that you let them know that you're there for them, because whether it impacts them directly or not, I think right now the entire world is impacted by this.
Leandra, such a great message. And so, Max, was your family supposed to fly out today and were they stuck? Could you tell me a little bit more about the logistics?
They were supposed to fly out on the 6th, I believe. And every time that my mother has reached out to the airport, they the air controls kind of shut down still. So, obviously, we've spoken to tourists and things of that nature, and they've all said that, they got sent back. I think we had one tourist that was on the beach that said they got sent back 3 times, just, um, they're trying to get the air traffic back up and running, and I know it's all a process. Obviously, I, I mean, taking a day off of flight control or air traffic can obviously cause a big holdup. So I think a lot of it's just like I said, with due time, and obviously getting everything back up and running again. And
Yeah, we actually had when we were in the elevator for where we're staying at, we spoke to a couple who their family member couldn't even fly into Puerto Rico for New Year's. And so on top of that, it was like family members now and like people here are not able to fly out at all. Like he said, like there was a couple of people that like had gone 3 times to the airport, canceled, and they don't really know when they're gonna be able to get out.
Yeah, and I think I saw something about some resident from Overland Park. I think got stuck somewhere in the Caribbean as well. So I mean, it's a very real thing. If you're in the Caribbean right now, I mean, obviously everything's on hold for a little bit, and thankfully, my fiance has a great supportive family that, worst comes to worst, we could always stay in touch with them. They'd be more than happy to do so. So
Yeah, I'm curious about the other tourists that you've run into. Are they feeling kind of uncertain? What's their energy like?
Yeah, I mean,
very high energy.
yeah, like I think they're just uncertain about like when they're gonna go home or when they're gonna see their like. So I think there was a couple that left their kids with someone, and obviously it was not planned for them to stay longer than what they needed to. So it's been tough. I think they've also been just like stressed, and that's completely understandable because
It is a very tough situation.
yeah, it's a tough situation in general, and yeah, it's affecting a lot of people, a lot of families, and a lot of people economically as well because now they have to extend their stay, which maybe was not planned.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So yeah, I think overall it's been a little stressful from what I've gathered. But the tourists are still hopeful that we can get the airport running here soon, and everything will go back to normal.
Again, everyone's thoughts and hearts are going out to those affected by this in Venezuela and the surrounding Caribbean islands. Again, Max, Leandra, is there anything else that you guys want to add?
Yeah, I have one more thing actually. I really want to thank the U.S. military for their service and their sacrifices, and for just being able to push democracy a step further. I'm sure I don't want to speak for them, but any point where there's democracy, it's a good thing. And when the people are heard and the people are cared for, then that's what really matters in this world. So I definitely wanted to thank them as well.
Being someone from Kansas City, I have a lot of family that served in the military and have a lot of people that have been in the military. So I've always had the utmost respect for those who serve our country, and you know, uh, major prayers and thoughts go out to them, and I can't thank them enough for making sure that the United States is in safe hands and great hands, and they go above and beyond to make sure that everybody stays safe. So I appreciate them a lot.
Max, Leandra, again, thanks so much for sitting down with me from the sunny beach of Puerto Rico all the way here in Kansas City. Really appreciate it. And again, congratulations on your engagement, hopefully. And I'm sure everything will get back to normal pretty soon here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.